What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I'm going to show you how to do this. So as you guys saw, I got almost 310,000 on hell mode. I mean, there's a real big trick to doing that with Lucia Plume. Now, that Pain Cage boss is actually weak to Ice Element. So obviously, Lucia is going to be the Kingdom Come and still is the Kingdom Come on the CN version of the game. And the beautiful thing about this, guys, is just like the last video with Liv, a free-to-play team can absolutely do this, I guarantee, because there's actually a trick to doing that against that boss. And you know, my Lucia is triple S, but I guarantee you guys double S Lucia can absolutely do it. But there is going to be a big difference between a triple S and a double S Lucia in regards to how you play, because whenever you have Lucia at triple S, you don't have to switch her in to get, you know, the extra ice meter built up for her, right? Once you, if you have her at triple S, whenever you start off the fight, her ice meter is completely built up. You can hit her ice mode right away and go straight into her ice orbs. Whereas whenever she's at double S, you need to start off with a different character and then switch in Lucia. That way you can hit your ice form and go into your orbs and start doing a bunch of damage. That's one big difference between the gameplay that I'm showing you guys and what you're actually going to do if you're free to play. But the process is still the same as far as taking down that boss. Now, when it comes to how you want to have your Lucia built, I am running 2 Darwins with 4 Hannahs, but some people, what they do is they like to put 2 Fredericks with 4 Hannahs, or 4 Fredericks with maybe 2 Darwins. It's really up to you what you really want to do. But the Hannahs are really nice because it allows you to go into the matrix right away, right? A 1 ping can count as a 3 ping, which really helps as far as, you know, play style and gameplay with Lucia. Now, this is the optimal way that you really want to build her. You want your resonations to be, you know, signature on the bottom, and you want red orbs on top. Her red orbs are really key to doing a bunch of damage, and especially key to doing this trick, and timing her signature move are very, very important. And her bottom slots are hyper-tuned, as you guys can see. Now, I do have 3 resonated stats on the weapon. You don't really need this, in all honesty, guys. When it comes to facing this Pain Cage boss, it's all about timing your signature. It's definitely going to help to have some resonated stats. You know, the incandescence, which, you know, final attack increases by 15%, which is really, really potent. And then the final attack of the weapon increases by 30% for 8 seconds upon 3 ping, which is also very, very strong. And then, of course, you want to have deadline timing. This is very, very important. So you have those extra orbs available to allow you to do a bunch of damage to the boss, because the trick with facing this Pain Cage boss is getting it down to below the 19th bar, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Now, when it comes to her pet, I honestly didn't need this pet at all. Look at the way this thing's leveled up. It's not leveled up. It's barely leveled up at all, and in all honesty, it really isn't making much of a difference at all. But I mean, it does give a little bit of something where each time the carrier makes a 3 ping, extra damage bonus increases by 0.8%. This takes it 3 times. So, you know, I gained like a little bit of damage, like, you know, a little over 1% damage, which really isn't nothing. And then the ice damage here by 2%. You don't even need this, in all honesty, guys. Even a double S, I don't think you need this at all, because again, there's a trick to taking down this boss. Now, the optimal team really for this is Lucia, and of course, Huaxu as your Da Vinci holder is also going to be the other character that you want to use, and this is a free-to-play character that you can level up. But again, you know, with this guy, you just want to make sure that you're running a 4-piece Da Vinci with 2 Guinevere. This is the optimal set that you want to put on the character. Doesn't matter if it's resonated or anything. If you have a 6-star weapon and you have certain resonated stats, that's definitely going to help. But it's not a need, in all honesty, guys, at least against this Pain Cage boss. It really isn't. The next character is Ice Chrome. So let me find old boy real quick here, because this guy is really going to be a godsend. But in all honesty, guys, he's not a need, but he definitely helps. He helps a lot, right? I mean, if you have the 6-star weapon and you can increase this tank class to do more damage, the actual ice resistance, these are very, very good for extra damage. Not a must, but definitely good. And this is the optimal set that you're going to run on good old Glory. I actually need to work on this guy and get him set up But what you really want, guys, is you want his class skill on bottom and you want attack on top. And I do have him hyper tuned. And as you saw in the gameplay, Lucia is really the one doing all the damage. And again, at double S, she will be able to do it and just run to Einstein. If you don't have Chrome available, then you could use Ayla. Ayla would actually be a very, very good choice for your team because she actually does a lot of hits with her QTE. And you could run the same setup as Chrome for her, right? You could use this ice tank setup right here. This is what you'd want to put on Ayla. You want 2 Glorias and you want these sets right here. And if you have 2 lanterns, you want to put 2 lanterns on her and start off with Ayla. If you have your Lucia double S, just do a 3 ping with Ayla really quick. And then you could have the lanterns that will actually increase your damage even more. And as far as lanterns, those are these memories right here, which would be a little bit better than the Glorias. But if you don't have the lanterns, just put the Glorias as I just showed you, and that'll be just fine on Ayla. So you can use Lucia, Huaxu, and Ayla for this, or you could use Lucia, Huaxu, and then obviously Chrome, which would really be the better choice to get it done. Now, as far as how you want to play against this Phantom Pain Cage boss, to do the one shot, the trick really with this boss is that, you want to get it below the 19th bar immediately. So the objective is whenever you drop in Lucia, you want to do as much damage as possible, as fast as possible. And that's why her red orbs are very, very valuable. If you can do 2-3 pings with her red orbs, or even 3 pings with her red orbs, that's really going to help in your burst damage to get this boss down below the 19th bar. And why is that important? Well, it's important because when you get below the 19th bar on this boss, you're going to have a 5-second countdown. It's going to be off screen, but after 5 seconds, then the boss is actually going to go into a weakened state where it's going to take 500% more damage, and you'll actually see the text show up on the screen. So let me show you guys what I am talking about in regards to this. So we're going to do slow-mo just like we did in the live video, right? And again, guys, let me go ahead and pause this really, really quick. Whenever you are playing with double S, you're going to start off with a different character, whether it's Huaxu, whether it's Chrome, whether it's Ayla, and you're going to drop in Lucia afterwards. So that way she has her ice meter built up a little bit and you can go ahead and hit her signature to where you're going to have these orbs available on the screen so you can do a bunch of damn ice damage. And again, you want to have your red orbs available. And as soon as you use your red orb, you're going to have Huaxu in the red slot and you're going to have either Ayla or Chrome in the blue slot, right? And Lucia in the yellow. And as soon as you do a red orb, guys, you want to bring in your QT characters, which is going to be your Huaxu and your Chrome or Ayla. So that way you can get all those extra damage buffs from the Da Vinci set and do a bunch of damage along with the ice resistance down from Chrome, or the elemental resistance down from the Gloria set. It's going to be on Ayla. So let's keep going. All right, so we're moving along. We hit the red orbs, right? And I'm going to hit that red orb right there in a single there. That counts as a 3 ping, right? And blue orbs are also very important in double S because they increase our ice damage by 10%. And what you're going to notice, guys, is that whenever Huaxu shows these little hands showing up, right? Where it's about to show up here in a second here. This movement right here. When you see this little green clone coming down at the bottom, right? There's going to be a hand that's going to show up above her, right? And what you want to do is you want to let that hand drop 3 times. And after the 3rd time, you want to use your signature move, right? There's a 5-second window after it gets below the 19th bar, but the easier way to really time your signature is just count how many times that hand comes slamming down. So this is going to be the first slam, right? There's the hand. It's going to drop down. Then we're going to have another hand. It's going to drop down. And then I actually end up going into the matrix. And you see the other hand, right? I'm going to dodge one more time. I went ahead and used my red orbs, but I'm going to dodge one more time. And then I'm going to use my signature. Now, look what shows up on the screen. Okay, look what shows up on the screen. Right there, guys. Right there. You see that? She has entered the bleak state, and the next damage dealt to her will increase by 500%. Right? So after the 3rd hand that comes flying down, you want to use your signature because this is where you're going to do ridiculous damage and just do the one shot. Look at how many bars I have. 16 bars. And it's just going to go bye, guys. And a double S character, even if you get below even if you have like 18 bars, double S character, if you time your signature right, you'll be able to do this, guys. You'll be able to do this. Right, which is pretty insane. So let's go through the whole thing one more time, slow-mo wise, right? And again, if you're using a double S, you're going to start off with a different character and then drop in Lucia and then hit her Arctic form with her signature and go into her orbs like what I'm doing. And you might have to dodge in order to go into Matrix and get a 1 ping to count as a 3 ping as well. But now I'm just doing my basic attacks, guys. I dodge. I'm just going to do some basic attacks, right? And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, right? I'm waiting for those hands to come flying down on me, right? So here comes the first one, right? We're going to dodge. You see the hands show up. We dodge so we don't get slammed. We're going to see the next hand. We dodge so we don't get slammed, but then we go into the Matrix because we did a perfect dodge, right? We're going to dodge again. That's the third hand coming down. And then we're going to hit the signature move. Remember, 3 hands come flying down after the third one comes flying down. Then you're going to hit your signature move. So that way you can do this one shot and absolutely destroy this boss and hopefully get over a 300,000 point score. I've seen free-to-play players do this exact same thing, guys, with double S Lucia Plume and murder this thing and get over 300,000 points, just like what I did. You could get just as many points as I did, even though I'm using a triple S Plume. Granted, I could play it quite a bit more than what I did, but still, that's a pretty damn good score and pretty insane. And that's really the trick with taking down this boss, is you just have to time that signature. You need to burst the boss down immediately as fast as possible, because in Phantom Pain Cage, the faster you defeat the boss, the more points you're actually going to achieve. So when you drop her in, you really want to go into your red orbs as fast as possible. You want to bring your QTE characters in as fast as possible, and you just want to prolong the fight until them hands start showing up. And after the third hand drops down, then hit your signature and you will absolutely destroy that boss. So guys, let me know if this helps you out. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. TD+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.